Hi there, I'm Vladimir Jutit, and this is The Uplift. We have a great show for you and a great cast of characters, including a teen who came into a bit of money who teaches us a lesson in selflessness. What he decided to do with his first big paycheck might surprise you. A woman makes her dancing dreams come true with the Warrior Girls at 68 years old. A sanitation worker takes us to the Oscars of Garbage. Yes, that's a thing. We'll go behind the scenes of the little-known award ceremony celebrating essential workers. And an exclusive interview with Gus Walz, son of Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. You might recognize him from this viral moment at the Democratic National Convention. But there is a lot more behind this 18-year-old. All of that and more good news ahead. You know what you're watching. It's The Uplift. Dance when you hear that music. Welcome to The Uplift, the show that lifts you up for at least the next 30 minutes. Let's begin this morning with a story about selflessness. When a high school athlete learned he could make money from his name and likeness, he did something unexpected with his newfound earnings. Here's Steve Hartman with his story.
Good morning. You know Meryl.
Hello, and welcome to our lesson on selflessness.
Emmett, how are you defining selflessness?
Selflessness is caring more about what other people need and want rather than what you need and want.
Like putting other people first.
Exactly. And this is really at the core of what kindness is all about. Unfortunately, it doesn't necessarily come naturally to all of us. So then where do you start if you want to become a kinder, more selfless person? Well, the answer may lie here, in this story, pulled from our library, filed under selflessness.
When Lincoln East High School football phenom, wide receiver Malachi Coleman announced his intention to play Big Ten football, it was the completion of the ultimate Hail Mary. 12 years earlier, Malachi's mother left him and his younger sister by the side of the road and never returned. Malachi suffered abuse in the foster system until eventually he and his sister were adopted by a loving family. But so much damage had been done.
He was a broken kid.
Parents Miranda and Craig Coleman.
Like, he lived for today and only today, and nothing mattered.
A mean and selfish jerk, by his own admission, who refused to do anything kind for anybody.
Yeah, because nobody had really helped me up to that point, you know?
So why should you help them?
Yeah.
So, when the Nebraska School Activities Association ruled that high school athletes could now profit off their name and likeness, it came as no surprise that Malachi was first in line. The shocker was how he planned to spend it.
Never could have predicted.
No, it was his idea.
They say Malachi walked into this local restaurant and offered to promote a burrito on condition a portion of the profits go to one cause.
Put it towards advocating for the foster care system.
Nick Maestas is the owner.
How would you not want to be on board with that?
This kid's remarkable transformation actually began a few years earlier, after an hour-long argument in which Miranda insisted he do something selfless.
I threw out at least 100 ideas of things he could do. And exasperated, I finally said, what about holding a door? Can you hold one door for one person? And he finally was like, I can hold a door.
The next day at school, he held a door, then another, and another. At church, he held the door for the entire congregation, till now he says kindness is his passion.
Hi, Miss Daly.
So you're saying all this charity stemmed from you holding a door for someone?
Yes, because once I realized how good it makes me feel to help other people, it's just something that I knew that I wanted to continue in my life.
Hopefully opening many more of the most important doors, the ones leading to a forever family.
Malachi and his mom, Miranda, join us now. Welcome.
It's good to be here.
Malachi, did something just click in your brain when you started holding doors for people?
Yeah, I'm like, I want to continue helping people. I want to do it in as many ways as I can. So just from there, I expanded into having my foundation.
Tell me about the foundation.
The Fly Like Kai Foundation.
Fly like Kai, like Malachi.
Yeah, we help foster care kids do whatever activities they want, whether it's art, crafts, sports, music. I want to make sure that these kids can do whatever they want and have something that nobody can take from them.
Miranda, what are some other small things that kids can do if they're trying to be more kind and selfless?
Smiling at someone, just telling them that they look nice. It's just those little tiny things that you can do that can really impact somebody's day.
That's great. Thanks to both of you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for the follow-up. This is great.
We get a lot of letters from kids and teachers asking us, where do you start if you want to become a kinder person? And I always say that journey begins with a door. All you have to do is open it and let someone else walk through. We'll see you next time.
Until then, stay kind.
Coming up, a one-on-one with Gus Walz, son of Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. In his first interview, he opens up about that emotional viral moment from the Democratic National Convention, his nonverbal learning disorder, and the prom.
There were some people who were mean about it. What do you remember about that?
I just kind of ignored it, I guess, was the only way to put it. I just continued to do what I do. I just blocked it out because I was just being emotional. Like, there's nothing wrong with showing emotions, and if people are going to say there's something wrong with that, then those are not the people that I want to be associated with.
Amen.
So kind of just blocked that out.
It's graduation season around the country. High school and college seniors are walking across stages to receive their hard-earned diplomas. We want to highlight one special graduate who recently got his degree from South Carolina State University. Linwood Riddick is a Vietnam War veteran who went back to school decades after dropping out. Riddick originally left college to serve in the Navy. Many years later, he decided to return to his bachelor's degree program in music industry. He didn't just go to class at South Carolina State. The school's president said Riddick has fully engaged with the student experience, singing in the choir and performing at concerts. Linwood Riddick graduated 2 days before his 80th birthday. Congratulations to him. Another group of graduates, the senior class of McCallie School in Chattanooga, Tennessee, celebrated the end of high school by answering questions from their younger selves. 7 years ago, when they were in 6th grade, these boys recorded a time capsule video. This is what happened when they watched it back.
Hey Cannon, this is your 6th grade self. Remember me? I've got a few questions for you.
Hey Will, this is your 6th grade self. I got a few questions for you.
Hi Nikinji, this is your 6th grade self. You remember me? I have a few questions for you.
Hey Christian, this is your 6th grade self, and I gotta ask you a few questions.
Hey Ward, is your favorite food still Mexican?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Chipotle, for sure. Taco Mamacita.
Is your favorite movie still Star Wars?
My favorite movie is probably still Star Wars, yeah.
What life advice would you have given me as a 6th grader?
Be kind to everyone. Every time you can. You don't get a chance to take things back or do things differently. So try to do it in the best way you can. That's all you can do.
Oh, I like this one. Hey Ward, where are we going to college?
Sewanee, baby, YSR.
Hey Will, where are you going to college?
Yale. I'm going to Yale University. I'm going to study mechanical engineering.
I'm going to Tennessee Wesleyan University for college to play lacrosse.
I'm going to Mississippi State for college.
I'm going to the University of Alabama, Tuscaloosa.
And one more thing, Roll Tide.
Yes, Roll Tide.
What a great idea. Love it. All right, now we introduce you to a dancer who's fulfilling her dream of performing with an NBA dance team at age 68. Here's Lorene Ayub from CBS News Bay Area.
When it comes to basketball, half the battle is often faith and positivity. The same can be said about dates. Today we're introducing you to a Warriors dancer who hasn't allowed any obstacles to stop her from her dreams.
Rehearsing for an NBA playoffs performance. It's something dancer Annie Nishita with the Hardwood Classics says she could only dream of growing up. Now the diehard Warriors fan and dancer is living up a new chapter in her life.
I can't believe that it's been a dream come true. I always watched the Warrior girls when they danced and wanted to be like them.
And now, at 68, she is one of them. As the senior squad prepared to grace the court during Game 4 between the Warriors and Timberwolves, Annie says the positivity of the Warriors community gave her the courage to join the team, even without prior dance experience. She says team director Sabrina Ellison always believed in her.
Sabrina picks the best people. She doesn't pick anybody that's going to be a diva or going to think that they're better than somebody else. She picks people like her who are open and full of love and acceptance, and I think that's the way the whole Warrior organization is, actually.
And it is that passion that fuels them right before they perform.
This is the tunnel the dancers are about to walk through. All the hard work, it's right here. Let's check it out.
Annie says she loves showing other women that age does not have to define you, and that it is never too late to follow your dreams.
No matter how much experience or how good that we dance or how old we are, they don't treat us like we're grandmas or anything. They treat us like equals, and they're just the best. The whole dance community here at the Warriors is really just a big, huge family, and we all celebrate each other.
A team that believes, no matter the circumstances.
Coming up, we go to Las Vegas for the so-called Oscars of Garbage. Yeah, that's a real thing. It's an awards ceremony for sanitation workers. Go inside the big day with a nominee. That's coming up next. We take you now to Las Vegas, to an awards ceremony honoring some of the hardest and often unrecognized workers. They call it the Oscars of Garbage. Here's Ite Hod.
Most people don't even notice their garbage man. They hear the truck, rush out the bin, go back inside. But if you're lucky enough to live on Dave Barbagelata's route, you're witnessing a master at work.
Picking up garbage, help keeping San Francisco clean. Can't ask for more than that.
Before you've even opened your email, Dave has already deleted your trash. On a busy day, he can clear up to 1,400 bins. And while it may look repetitive, there's an art to it.
Go like that. Yeah, slowly.
One that can take a while to nail down. He's worked for Recology, a San Francisco-based waste company, for the last 37 years.
It's not everybody's dream or ambition to grow up and be a garbage man. I enjoy what I do.
You could say garbage is in his blood. His grandfather started in 1925. Dad followed. Now it's Dave's turn behind the wheel. During all that time, he's dodged delivery vans and tight alleyways, all without a single fender bender. And this year, someone finally noticed. Dave was nominated in the Best Driver category at what's known as the Oscars of Garbage.
Good evening. Welcome to the 2025 National Waste and Recycling Association Annual Awards Gala.
It is exactly like an Oscar. They're announced, they walk up a red carpet.
Michael E. Hoffman is the president of the National Waste and Recycling Association, which started handing out these awards 65 years ago.
We show up every day. We're on our streets and our highways and our towns and our cities more than anybody.
After nearly 4 decades in the garbage industry, Dave Barbagelata won an honorable mention trophy.
I couldn't believe I was one of the guys that were chosen.
Finally collecting something that is not trash. Itai Hod, CBS News, San Francisco.
Remember this, it's the moment that Tim Walz took the stage as a Democratic vice presidential nominee. His son Gus was overcome with emotion, bursting with pride. The 18-year-old has a nonverbal learning disorder, and he spoke to David Begnaud about the learning difference that is often misunderstood. That's next. When Governor Tim Walz was announced as Kamala Harris's running mate last year, he took the stage at the Democratic National Convention and stood in the spotlight. Another member of the Walz family was also shining, his son Gus. David Begnaud visited Gus at the governor's mansion to get to know the son, and the very proud son, of the governor.
It lasted 30 seconds, but captured the hearts of millions.
It's the honor of my life to accept your nomination for Vice President of the United States.
As Minnesota Governor Tim Walz addressed the nation from the Democratic National Convention last year.
Hope, Gus, and Gwen, you are my entire world, and I love you.
His words reached the nation, but it was his son Gus who touched us all. Feeling the intensity of that moment, we all saw him say, "That's my dad." You could see it simply as a son bursting with pride. But what came next made it more than that. Some people saw the raw emotion and responded with compassion. Others, cruelty. Then came clarity. The family shared something personal. 18-year-old Gus has a nonverbal learning disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and an anxiety disorder. Conditions that millions of people live with, but are often misunderstood.
Are you excited?
Very excited.
Now, from his home, the governor's mansion in St. Paul, Minnesota, Gus is ready to speak for himself.
I'm excited to show people who I am and just kind of what I do and what I've done and just about me.
What do you remember?
It was crazy. And I'm like looking at my mom and I'm like, you know, that's my dad. He's right there. He's right in front of all of America, all these people chanting our last name. It was super overwhelming because to me, he's just regular old dad, you know, just normal dad, golfs with me, make food, clean the cars, everything like that. And in that moment, it was something bigger. It was just surreal.
There were some people who were mean about it. What do you remember about that?
I just kind of ignored it, I guess, was the only way to put it. I just continued to do what I do. I just blocked it out because I was just being emotional. Like, there's nothing wrong with showing emotions. And if people are going to say there's something wrong with that, then those are not the people that I want to be associated with.
Amen.
So kind of just blocked that out.
Gus's mom, Gus Walz, Minnesota's first lady and a former teacher, gave us examples of how nonverbal learning disorder affects people like Gus.
Maybe reading facial cues or understanding vocal tone or understanding gestures. But everything that is not spoken is part of that nonverbal learning disorder. And sometimes people think that it's that you can't speak.
I thought that's what it meant.
Yeah,
I thought, oh, he doesn't speak.
Yeah, no.
So when you said, oh, he talks plenty, I was like, oh, well, we got that wrong.
Yeah. He talks all the time.
Benny? Good morning. I think some people think like I'm a little slow and like I'm not like a normal kid. And I think that I'm like one of the most normal people that you could find.
Gus was diagnosed in the 6th grade.
Routine really helps me, you know, consistency. So I think my mom and me were like, all right, let's go in, let's go try and figure some stuff out. And that's really kind of what started us getting super, super close.
His mom is his biggest cheerleader. You will find her at every volleyball game Gus plays, where he's the team setter. The governor attends when he can. Volleyball was Gus's choice, a surprise in this well-known football family. As the first son of Minnesota, Gus helped to spotlight boys volleyball in a state where it wasn't even an official high school league sport until just this year.
It blew me away when he said, I'm going to become good at volleyball, and he did it. We've become a volleyball family because Gus just decided he was going to become good at it. Pretty amazing. I appreciate this about Gus. He recognizes the situation he's in. He wants to earn things on his own.
In a world where we tell kids to stand out, I get the sense that in a good way, Gus wants to just fit in.
Wants to blend in.
That's exactly right.
Central 2! 1-2 Central!
Have you ever done an interview?
No.
You've never done an interview. What do you want America to know about Gus Walz?
That I am a normal kid who likes to play volleyball, loves his family, loves his friends, and likes to help people out.
Good to see you. Morning. How you doing? Good.
Do you find that who you are and what makes you unique actually helps you or works in your favor?
There's definitely some big strengths. And some of those, like I'm really good at making relationships with people. One of the things that I'm not as good at is picking up on like nonverbal cues. Like when somebody, you know, says like they're done or they're ready to be done. Sometimes I can't tell if they're being serious or not.
Give me an example.
Like a volleyball ref. Sometimes I'll do something wrong and they'll go up and they'll be like, hey, you got to knock that off. But I'm like, oh, they're just like, messing. And then I'll go back and I'll do it again and, get in a little bit more trouble. So what I've learned is a strength for me is to make that relationship before the game. So like I'll go up and greet the ref before the game and be like, hey, like this is me, like sometimes I just wanted to like get to know him. How you doing?
Gus and his mom practice reading people's social cues in public.
Like if they're looking away, not making a lot of eye contact, like maybe they're ready to be done with the conversation. Just stuff like that. A lot of just practice, some therapy, stuff like that.
All right, Gus, I got the back here too. I'm going to do the outside on the detail while you do that. It takes an incredible amount of strength. I think about this because look, Gwen and I were concerned at some point. We're just so happy for him. He's got an undefeated volleyball team. He's, central to that team. He's helped build that around here in a way that's, it's impressive.
Which suit is it that you're going to wear?
And about that bond with his mom.
And you want
Your mom. She your best friend?
Yeah, most definitely. Just whatever I need, my mom's there. And she's the most important person in my life.
What do you want to do with your life?
Help people.
So what's next for Gus Walz?
There you go.
Graduating high school.
All right. What do you think?
I think they're fine. You think it will go good with the purple?
But before that, he had a surprise he was planning.
So I hear that tonight there may be some plans in addition to volleyball?
There's a promposal going on after.
Okay, please, give me the lowdown.
All right, I've been talking to this girl.
Okay.
Her name's Eleanor,
Okay.
really nice girl.
Okay.
And gonna ask her to prom.
Okay. And what do we think she might say?
I hope it's a yes.
Will you go to prom with me? Let's go!
Congrats for coming back. Good job.
That is our show, folks. I hope this news brightened your day and lifted you up. See you next time.